Right. Good afternoon, my dear student. The first online lesson. Now I'm going to start grade 9 plus online lesson. Uh, because of this coronavirus uh, incident, we couldn't complete our syllabus. So then we can't do normal classes, and you can't do your lessons through school. Therefore, I have decided to manage some online classes to complete our syllabus. Then, in third term, you have to complete 8 lessons. In third term, you have to complete 8 lessons. Then, if you don't have a chance to learn this lesson at the school, we should complete this lesson through online classes. So today, I want to start a new lesson in the third term. In the third term, there are 8 lessons in your syllabus. Already I have completed 20 lessons in your syllabus. So the last 8 lessons we couldn't complete. Because of that, I have decided to do the last 8 lessons using these online classes. So I have given a paper. I have given a paper about the lesson. Then I think that you have a copy of that paper. To complete the lesson, you need that paper. Uh, the lesson is set. That is unit number 22 in your textbook. In your textbook, 22nd lesson is sets. So therefore today I am going to start the lesson about sets. So uh, today I have given you a timetable. Then according to the time interval I have given, we are doing our class from 4:30 to 6:30. Then if there is any change, if I want to do any change for this class, I will inform you. Then normally the normal time is given to the 4:30 to 6:30 on Mondays. But I want to know about the I want to know about this time. That means, can you manage your class for this time? If you can't, tell me. Then, if there is any convenient time, if I can find any convenient time, I will change the class time. But then, according to our timetable in this institute, I have given the time 4:30 to 6:30. Right. Uh, the lesson 22 sets 22, the allocated number of period for this lesson is 7. Then 7 period lesson. So I want to tell you that today itself I can't complete the lesson. This is a very important lesson for your syllabus. Then when you are in grade 10 in next year, you have to learn this lesson. Then from grade 6 to 11, you are learning about sets. Then very important part of this lesson we have to complete in this uh, that is very important part of the lesson set we have to complete in this lesson. Then again in grade 10, I think the 20th lesson is the set. That means you will learn that lesson in the second term of the next year. Then I will try to complete all the theory part of the lesson today itself. Then when I complete a part of the lesson, I will ask you to complete the questions given on the paper. I gave you a paper with all theory parts in this lesson, and again, I have given 18 questions. So when I complete part of the lesson, when I complete the theory part of the lesson, we will complete the questions given in the paper. Right, then write the topic of the lesson, set. Unit number 22, write the topic, set. Topic of the lesson, write down sets. That is 22. Unit number is 22. Write the topic. Topic of the lesson. Set. Write the topic of the lesson. The reason I have given here theory part, I have given theories, but examples for the theories I didn't give. Therefore, you have to write the theory. When I read out the example, you want to write the example. Only the main, that means the definition of the terms belongs to the lesson is given in the paper. I have given only the definition. I didn't give an examples on the paper, but when I explain this example, you can write it. Therefore, write down the topic set. Now write what is mean by a set. Then write down. A set is a well-defined, write the meaning. A set is a well-defined, a set is a well-defined, a set is a well-defined collection of objects. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. That is the definition of the set, right? The definition of the set is a well-defined collection of objects. Then write the topic, set, then write the meaning of a set. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. Then I have given the terms relevant to the lesson. Look at the paper. The terms given: set notation, null set, finite set, infinite set, equal set, equivalent set, subset, the universal set, intersection of sets, unions of set, and complement of a set. That is why I say to you that is very important lesson. Then the content of the lesson is the more, that means more part of the lesson we have to complete in this lesson. Then when you consider about the sets, the big part of the lesson we have to complete here. In grade 6 you have learned a lesson that is called selection. That is a beginning of the lesson about set. Then in grade 7 you have learned about set. In grade 7 you have learned about elements. Elements you have identified in grade 7. Then Venn diagram also you have identified in grade 7. In grade 8 you have learned, in the last stage you have learned about, you have learned what is mean by set. Then you have learned set notation. Then you have learned what is mean by element. Then you have learned about a null set. And again you have learned number of elements of a set. Then those things you have learned in grade 8. Then some part of the lesson in grade 8, again I will explain you using some example questions, right? Now we want to learn about set notation. Put a number 1, the first part of the lesson, we want to know about set notation. Then write down subtopic. First subtopic, write down set notation. Set notation. Subtopic, set notations. Set notations. Then set notations you have learned in grade 7. Then you know what is mean by set notation. Set notations you have learned in grade 7. Again we have to learn set notations in this lesson. So what is mean by set notation? The set notations mean different method of representing a set. The set can be represented in different method. Then we want to learn about different method of representing a set. That is called set notation. Then set notation is given on the paper. They look at the first set notation. Set notation, first one is given, describing the set using a common characteristic by which the elements can be clearly identified. Then the first method of representing set, you have learned in grade 7, describing the set. That means we want to write the set. We want to write the set in word form. We want to write the set in word form, so we have to explain the set in word. So that is called describing method. Now I will write method 1. Here is given a clear definition. So I will write here. The first method is describing method. Describing method. That means we want to write the set in word. Describing method. We should write that set in word. The first method is describing method. Second method called listing method. The method 2, listing method. The method 2, write down listing method. First one describing method, second method is called listing method. Write in the most important part of the lesson I want to explain you, then you have to write it. Set notations are describing the set. in word. That is called describing method. Describing method. The second method is called listing method. Here we want to write the set in word. And the second method, we should write the elements belongs to the set in within double bracket. Within double bracket, we have to list elements belongs to the set. So listing method means writing the elements belongs to the set in within a double bracket. We are using double bracket to write the element. Third method. Third method is a Venn diagram. We are representing elements on a Venn diagram. Venn diagram also you have learned in grade 7. The grade 7 you have learned these three theories: describing method, listing method, and Venn diagram method. Write the method of representing a set. They are called set notation. There are three set notations: describing method, listing method, and Venn diagram. Then you have learned about this. So not difficult to identify, not difficult to understand. Describing method, listing method, and Venn diagram method. Three methods of representing a set. Now I will write an examples. I will write an examples for all three methods. You have to write three methods: describing method, listing method, and Venn diagram. Then write down first example. I will write the example in first method. You have to write the example in method 2 and method 3. I will write in word. Then write down first example. Example 1. First example write down. You know that set we have to name using a capital letter. So A. We want to name a set using a capital letter A. Then write in word the set. I will write here prime numbers. Prime numbers. Write down prime numbers less than 10. Prime numbers less than 10. Prime numbers less than 10. That is first method. First method means describing method. That means writing the set in word. Now you need to write listing method for this example. Again, you want to represent this example on a Venn diagram. Then write it. Prime numbers less than 10. Example 1. Prime numbers less than 10. So write the elements belongs to the set. Prime numbers less than 10. Write the elements belongs to the set. Then write down the elements. Write the elements belongs to the set. Prime numbers less than 10. Prime numbers are 2. The first prime number is 2. 1 is not a prime number. First prime number is 2. Second prime number is 3. Then 5 is a prime number. 7 is also a prime number. You want to know that 9 is not a prime number. What is mean by prime number? Number which has only two factors. Prime numbers are numbers which has only two factors. So there are four prime numbers. Prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7. And now we want to represent these elements on a Venn diagram. As a Venn diagram, you can draw any type of closed plane figure. Normally we are using oval shape. So you have to draw a figure of a circle, otherwise oval shape. Name that set as A. Name of the set A. Now the elements belongs to the set are 2, 3, 5, 7. Now represent these four elements within the given diagram. 2, 3, 5, 7. Then that is the first example to identify set notation. There are three set notation. First one, writing the set in word, listing elements within double bracket, representing elements on a Venn diagram. Second example, this time I will give example 2 in listing method. You have to write describing method and a Venn diagram. Second example, write down. Example 2. Set B. Set B. Elements are 1, 4, 9. 3 elements. Now I have given listing method. You want to write the set in word. Write down. How can you define set B? How can you define set B in word? Elements are 1, 4 and 9. Describe the set in word. You need to write the set B in word. You want to identify elements 1, 4 and 9. How can you define? Then what can you say about these three elements? 1, 4 and 9 are which type of elements? Which type of numbers are they? They are square numbers. So 1, 4 and 9 mean square numbers. Set B, square numbers. Square numbers, we want to give the limit. Square numbers less than 10. Square numbers less than 10. Square numbers less than 10. So, set B, listing method 149. Describing method, square numbers less than 10. Then, Venn diagram method means draw a closed plane figure, name the diagram as B, write the elements belongs to the set within the diagram. So, 1, 4 and 9 are elements belongs to the set. So, I have explained you two examples to identify set notations. I will give you three examples. Now write down two examples. First one, prime numbers less than 10. These are the listing method. Here is a Venn diagram method. Here I have given elements belongs to set B. You have identified these elements are square numbers less than 10. Now write down third example. Third one. Third example. I want to represent elements on a Venn diagram. Here is a Venn diagram. Then I will write elements belongs to the set. Elements are, if I write here, right. This is I, simple letters. SINEC. I have given 5 simple letters. English letters are given. Try to identify which what is the set represent on the Venn diagram. I have given in letters. Actually, they are letters belongs to a word. What is that word? What is the word representing on the diagram? That is science. Yes, the word is science. So we want to describe the set in word. Set C. How can you write the letters of the word? We want to write in word here the letters of the word. The letters of the word within inverted comma write science. Science. We want to write that set in word. When you write science, the letters belongs to the word SCIENCE. But when we write the elements within double bracket, you know that the same elements we can't repeat. We have to write one elements one. So SCIEN. Again C we can't write, E we can't write. So the set C, the Venn diagram represent the letters of the word science. When you represent this set C, listing method, we want to write within double bracket the elements belong SCINE, the letters of the word science. Now I have explained you how can you identify elements belongs to the set. Then we want to write those elements in word form. Then we have to represent elements on a we have to represent elements within double bracket. Then the first part of the lesson you want to identify What is mean by set notation? Set notations mean different method of representing a set. There are three different methods. First one, writing the set in word. Second method, writing the elements belongs to the set within double bracket. Third method, representing elements on a Venn diagram. Right. Then the first term of the paper I have completed. Then we want to learn about null set. When I prepare this lesson, I have referred your textbook. Now I have the textbook, so I have referred this textbook, and I have given here the important part of the lesson. Then all the theory parts you want to learn in this grade, I have given. Then you know that you will do this lesson in grade 11, 10 and 11 too, but the content in this lesson, again, you don't learn in grade 10 or 11. Therefore, the part of the lesson you have to complete in grade 9, you have to complete. So, all the theory part of the lesson, I will explain you. Then write down subtopic. The next term, null set. Subtopic write down null set. That's the second term. First, I have explained you what is mean by a set. Set is a well-defined collection of objects. Then you have learned about three set notation. Third term, write down null set. Subtopic write null set. Subtopic write down null set. Null set. What are the symbols we can use to represent null set? Null set can be represented by two symbols. The first symbol to represent null set is double bracket, no element. Null set can be represented by double bracket, but we don't write element. This is first method of representing null set. The second method, we can use letter phi. This is a letter we can use to represent null set. Null set can be represented in two methods. First method, double bracket, no element. Second method, letter phi. That is letter phi. So, write the definition of the null set. Then write in this way. Now, I told you, you have learned about null set in grade 8. Then write the set which has no elements. Write down the meaning. The set which has no element, the set which has no elements, the set which has no elements is called a null set. The set which has no elements is called a null set or an empty set. That is again called empty set. The set which has no element is called a null set or an empty set. The set which has no elements is called a null set or an empty set. Right. Now write down first examples for null set. First example for null set. Write down example 1. Even prime numbers, otherwise even primes greater than 2. First example, even primes greater than 2. Even primes greater than 2. Right. Then you want to know that this set has no elements. When you consider about the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. Like that, we can write the prime number. Out of these prime numbers, there is only one even prime number, that is 2. Then, when you write the prime number, the first prime number is an even prime number. After that, no even prime number. So, that is a null set. Null set means it has no element. If I say to even primes greater than 2, no even prime numbers greater than 2, that means that is a null set. Second example. Example 2, square numbers. Second example, square numbers ending with the digits, square numbers ending with the digits, square numbers ending with the digits 2, 3, 7, or 8. square numbers ending with the digit 2, 3, 7, or 8. Right. Now listen to me first. I want to explain you there is a null set. So square numbers. Square numbers are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169. Like that we can write the square number. When you identify the square numbers, look at the last digit of this square number. Last digit of the square numbers, when you find, always the last digit of the square numbers are 1, 4, 5, 6, 9 or 0. When you find the final digit of any square number, if you find the final digits are 1, 4, 5, 6, 9, 0. We can't find even square numbers with the last digit 2, 3, 7, 8. Then when you write a square number, never you can find a square number with final digit 2, 3, 7, or 8. So that is a null set. No elements belongs to the set. That is a null set. I told you always I will give you 3 examples. Example 3 for the first part of the lesson. Example 3. Third one, write down. Integers between, third example, integers between 2 and 3. Integers between 2 and 3. Then you have learned grade 7 what is meant by integer. Integers mean positive or negative whole numbers. 0 also contained there. Integers mean positive and negative whole numbers with 0. Then look at here, 2 and 3. Then can you find a positive or negative whole number between 2 and 3? No negative or positive whole numbers between these two values. That means that is a null set. So integers between 2 and 3 is a null set. Integers between 2 and 3 is a null set. Now I told you 3 examples for null set. First one, even primes greater than 2, no elements. Second one, square numbers ending with the digit 2, 3, 7, 8, that is a null set. Third one, integers between 2 and 3. So I have explained you 3 examples for null set, right? Now I have explained you the first term, what is meant by a set. I didn't give an examples for set because we are writing always examples for set. No need to write for the definition. Second one, set notation. There are 3 set notations. I have explained that. Third term is a null set. Then about set notation and a null set you have learned. But from the fourth term onward, we are learning new terms. New terms you want to learn in grade 9. Write down next term, finite set. That is very important. Finite set. Finite set. Fourth term, we are writing fourth term, write down finite set. Finite set. Finite set. First you want to write the definition of the finite set. We want to write definition of the finite set. The definition is given in the paper. Now I told you, always I have given definitions on the paper, but I didn't give an example. When I explain you what is meant by finite set, then I will ask you to write down some example. Write down the definition given here. Finite set. The set which has countable number of elements. The set which has countable number of elements. The set which has countable number of elements is called a finite set. The set which has countable number of elements is called a finite set. The set which has countable number of elements is called a finite set. So what is meant by countable number of elements? Then here you have seen on my paper, I have given in bold letters countable number of elements. When the number of elements are countable, that is a finite set. Now, to explain this one, very easy to explain the theory. If I explain you the next term of this lesson, no need to write it. Infinite set. There are two type of sets. You are learning in grade 9 first time. Finite set and infinite set. Finite, infinite. So finite means the number of element is countable. Countable number of element, finite set. Then uncountable number of elements, infinite set. Then how can you differentiate these two? Finite means countable, infinite, uncountable. Look at here. I will tell you, I will ask you to write the example first. Listen to me. First one, even numbers less than 10. Even numbers less than 10 mean it has countable number of elements. The elements are 2, 4, 6, 8. Even numbers less than 10 is a finite set because we know it has only 4 elements. Then if I say to even numbers, if I say to even number, that is a set, but that is an infinite set because when you write the even numbers, we can't count the number of elements belongs to the set. Even numbers mean 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 like that we can write. We can't completely write. We know that that is a set, but that is infinite. So finite means countable number of elements, infinite uncountable number of elements. But both are set. Sometimes the student think that even numbers, odd numbers, they are not same. They are same, but the difference between number of elements limited and number of elements not limited, countable, uncountable, that means finite and infinite. So write down first example. First example write down. We want to write in word, no need to write in symbols. No need to write elements belongs to this one. First one write down even numbers less than 10. First example for finite, you have given the definition. First example, even numbers less than 10. Even numbers less than 10. No need to write the elements belongs to the set. Write down in word, even numbers less than 10. Second example, example 2, square numbers between 0 and 50. Second example, square numbers between 0 and 50. Square numbers between 0 and 50. That is again countable number of elements. Square numbers between 0 and 50. First example, even numbers less than 10. Second example, square numbers between 0 and 50. Third example, multiples of 3, multiples of 3, multiples of 3 between 20 and 30. Multiples of 3 between 20 and 30. Multiples of 3 between 20 and 30. Now I have given you 3 examples. I will give you 4 examples for this one. The first one I told you even numbers less than 10. Second example, square numbers between 0 and 50. Third example, multiples of 3 between 20 and 30. Then write down fourth example. Fourth one, integers between, fourth example, integers between -5 and +5. Third example, integers between -5 and +5. Then you know what are the integers between -5 and +5. Then countable number of elements belongs to the set that is finite. Now I told you 4 examples for finite set. You know what is mean by finite. Finite means The set has countable number of elements. So when the set has countable number of elements, that is called finite set. Then write down subtopic. The next term, infinite set. Finite, fifth one, infinite set. Fifth one, infinite set. Next term write down in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Infinite set. Infinite. Now I told you finite mean countable number of element, infinite uncountable number of element. Very easy to identify and very easy to write the example for this. Listen to me. I will read out some example, keep in your mind and write it. When I will read out, you can write it. First example, natural numbers. Natural numbers mean there is a infinite set. Natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. Uncountable number of elements belongs to the set. So first example, natural numbers. Natural numbers is an infinite set. First example, natural numbers, that is an infinite set. Natural numbers. Second example, even numbers. If we didn't limit, if we didn't given limit for the set, that is become infinite. Even number. If I say you even numbers, infinite. Even numbers less than 100, finite. Then any number of data, as an example, if you get even numbers less than 1000, that is also finite. Countable mean finite. We don't think about the number of elements, maybe 1000, 10,000, 100,000, but countable finite. Then second example, even numbers. Then as a third example, you can write square numbers. Square numbers mean infinite. If you say square numbers less than 100, that is finite. Square numbers infinite. Now example, I asked you to write natural numbers infinite, even numbers infinite, no limit, square numbers infinite. If you write whole numbers, that is also infinite. Add one example more. Odd numbers are infinite, whole numbers are infinite, triangular numbers are infinite, integers are infinite, multiples of 2 infinite, multiples of 5 infinite, like that. Write down examples for infinite set. At least 4 examples, right? 4 examples, natural numbers, whole numbers, even numbers, odd numbers, square numbers. If you write composite numbers, triangular numbers, integers, multiples of 2, 3, 5, then all are examples for infinite set. Complete 4 examples out of the examples I told you. Right. Then you have learned about set notation, null set, finite set, infinite set. Then finite and infinite, they are new terms you have learned in grade 9. And then the next new term, write down equal set. Then here we have to write examples. The next type, write down in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 term in this section, right? Infinite set. Sorry, equal set. Sorry. The next one, equal set. Equal sets. Then you have learned 2 terms here, finite set and infinite set. Again, you are going to learn about 2 terms. They are equal sets and equivalent set. Then you want to know what is the difference of these two, equal set and equivalent set. The first one, equal set. Equal set. Look at the paper and write the definition. Look in the paper, write down what is equal set mean. equal set. Then here I have given sets which have the same element, right? Sets which have the same elements are known as equal sets. Write the example. Sets which have the same elements. Write the meaning. Sets which have the same elements are known as equal sets. Sets which have the same elements are known as equal sets. Sets which have the same elements are known as equal sets. Then equal sets mean sets which have the same element. Then I want to tell you, then to explain about the equal sets, we can't write different type of examples. We have to write only one example or two examples because that is very difficult to explain using example. But we want to know that equal sets mean they have same element. Same elements, if you represent in two sets, they are called equal sets. Now definition, if you write, look at here. Example I will use to explain this one. Example. Now I will write set A. Set A, I will write in word. Set A mean first four even numbers. First four even numbers. First four even numbers. First four even numbers. Set B, multiples of 2, multiples of 2, multiples of 2 less than 10. I have given two sets. I have given two sets. So first one, first four even numbers, that is a describing method. I have described set A, first four even numbers. Second one, the example 2, sorry, the second set B, multiples of 2 less than 10. And now we want to know what are the elements belongs to the set. Then right here, elements belongs to set and elements belongs to Y, sorry B. Elements belongs to A and elements belongs to B. Now right here, A mean first four even numbers. Right here, first four even numbers. B, multiples of 2 less than 10. Now write multiples of 2 less than 10. At the beginning of the lesson, I told you this is very important. Covering the syllabus, covering the lesson about set is very important because the theory part you will learn, you are learning at grade 8, 9. Again, you don't learn in grade 10. If you didn't cover this part, then you will face a problem in next year because the lessons in mathematics, you know that they have a relation. The lessons you have learned grade 6 relate with grade 7, relate with grade 8 and grade 9, 10, 11. When you are learning the same lesson, that is very important. You know that set mean there is a complete fraction given in O level exam. Then that means the 10 marks fraction. So very important. Now write the element. Set A, first four even numbers. First even number 2, 4, 6, 8. Then you want to know that 0 is an even number, but here we are counting even numbers from 2. In our math syllabus, we are taking 2 as the first even number, but keeping in mind 0 is an even number. So, first four even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8. Now I want to write multiples of 2 less than 10. Multiples of 2 less than 10. Less than 10, the first multiple of 2 is 8. Less than 10 means 8 is the biggest one. Then 6. Then 4 and 2. Here I have given multiples of 2 less than 10. Here I have given first 4 even numbers. Now look at these two sets. Set A, 2, 4, 6, 8. The number of elements 4, the same elements given here and here. Set A, 2, 4, 6, 8. set B 8642. Then in set A and set B, you have seen same element. Same elements given in set A and set B. So if two sets A and B have same element, we call A and B are equal sets. Then we have right here. So A and B are writing. A and B are equal sets. A and B are equal sets. Equal sets. Then write down set A and set B, they are equal sets. If you refer your textbook, I think the same example they have given. That is why I told you less number of examples for equal sets. Here they have given uh, equal sets. Finite set, infinite, equal. Yes. Now they have given even numbers between 0 and 10 and digits of the number. Yes, same elements they have represented. Now here I have given even numbers less than 10 and here I have given multiples of 2. But they have given here as an example even numbers less than 10 and they have given a number with these 4 digits. Same type of example. Now you want to know that equal sets mean two sets, they have same element, right? Same element. Then A 2468, 2468. Then you want to know that when A and B are equal set, they have same element and same number of element. Same number of element, then they are equal. So A and B are all equal set. Then you can write here A equal B. Write it. Set A equals set B. A and B are equal set. Set A and set B. A and B, they are equal sets. Right. Then write next example. The term number 6 equals set. Then 7. 7 equivalent set. The next term equivalent set. Write down next term equivalent sets. Equal sets, then you are going to learn about equivalent sets. Write it. Equivalent set. Write the next term equivalent sets. Now I will remove this example. I told you in my paper I have given only definitions. Then the theory part, when you complete, you have to write these examples too. So equivalent sets. Now look at the meaning to identify what is meant by equivalent set. Here I have given. Then write it. Write down what is meant by equivalent set. If the number of elements, if the number of elements in the two sets are equal, if the number of elements in the two sets are equal, if the number of elements in the two sets are equal, here I have given the definition. If the number of elements in the two sets are equal, then put a command, right? Then the two sets are called, if the number of elements in the two sets are equal, then the two sets are called, equivalent sets. Then the two sets are called equivalent set. If the number of elements in the two sets are equal, then the two sets are called equivalent set. Right. So what is mean by equal set? Two set, they have same element. What is mean by equivalent set? Two set, they have same number of elements. Same element equivalent, same number of elements, sorry, same element equal, same number of element equivalent set. Then write down example. Look at here and write A Example, I want to write here two set. Set A. Set A. We will get here, right here. Square numbers. Example, right? Square numbers less than less than 10. The first example, square numbers less than 10. So I will write here, square numbers less than 10. Square numbers less than 10. Set B, factors of factors of factors of 9. Now I have defined two sets. First one, square numbers less than 10. Second one, factors of 9. Square numbers less than 10, factors of 9. Then you are set. Now we have to write down what are the elements belongs to set A. Then write number of elements in set A. Write it. Now you want to write elements belongs to set A and write number of element in set A. Complete it. First you want to write the element, then count the number of elements and write it. Then write elements in set B, then write number of element in set B. Complete it. Right answer. Example A, square numbers less than 10, B, factors of 9. Now write down square numbers less than 10 here. Then count the number of elements and write the number of elements. Square numbers, sorry, factors of 9, write the elements and write the number of elements. Complete it. Square numbers less than 10. Then factors of 9. You have to write the element. In grade 8, you have learned NA and NB. NA mean number of elements in set A. NB mean number of elements in set B. Write the number of elements in set A and set B. Number of elements in set A and set B. Then I will write. Now check your answer. Square numbers less than 10. Square numbers less than 10. 1, 4, 9. Square numbers less than 10 are 1, 4, 9. Square numbers less than 10. 1, 4, 9. Number of element of set A. NA mean cardinality of set A, otherwise that is called number of element in set A. Number of element in set A, 1, 2, 3. So NA equal 3. Number of elements equal 3. Then B mean factors of 9. Factors of 9 mean the numbers 9 can be divided without the remainder. 9 can be divided by 1, no remainder. 9 can be divided by 3, no remainder. 9 can be divided by 9. So, when you write factors of 9, that means 9 can be divided by 1, 3, 9. 9 can be divided by 1, 3, 9. So, number of factors Number of factors 3 mean number of elements in set B equal 3. Then what can you say about A and B? Are they equal sets? Are they equal? Then look at here. One is belongs to set A. That is also in set B. 9 in set A. That is also in set B. Then 4 in set A, but that is not in set B. So the elements, when you consider about the element in set A and B, they don't have same element. Therefore, A and B are not equal sets. They are not equal. Equal sets mean they should have same element. But when you look at the number of element, you have seen number of element in set A equal 3. Number of element in set B also 3. So you have seen that set A and B have same number of elements. That means number of elements of two sets are equal. When A and B have same number of elements, A and B are called, otherwise we will write A and B are equivalent sets. Write it here. A and B are equivalent sets. A and B are equivalent sets. Then you want to know what is mean by equal set, what is mean by equivalent set. Write it. Equal sets mean they have same element. When you get two sets A and B, if they have same element, they are equal set. If they have same number of element, they are equivalent set. Now I will tell you two sentences, two statement I will give you. Decide which one is correct, which one is wrong. Listen to me first, right? Now the things I have explained you, now you know that two sets are equivalents mean they have same number of element. Two sets are equal mean they have same element. Now I will give you two statements. First one, equal, all equal, otherwise equal sets are equivalent. Second statement, equivalent sets are equal sets. Listen to me again. Equal sets are equivalent sets. Second statement, equivalent sets are equal sets. What is correct? What is wrong? Now again I will tell you what I have given as two statement. All, if we can write all with all equal sets are equivalent sets. All equivalent sets are equal sets. What is correct? What is wrong? Equivalent sets are equal or equal sets are equivalent. What is correct one? Correct one is all equal sets are equivalent. What is meaning? Equal mean they have same element. Again, they have same number of elements. When the elements of the two sets are same, they have same number of elements. Therefore, when two sets are equal, definitely they are equivalent. But if you say equivalence, equivalence mean they have same number of elements. But we can't say that elements are same. Then here, same number of elements, then elements not same mean they are not equal. Therefore, the correct one is equal sets are equivalent is correct. Equivalent sets are equal is not correct. Right. Now I have explained you what is mean by set, then set notation, then null set, finite set, infinite set, equivalent set. Then the next term is somewhat difficult to understand. So write down subset. Subset. Write down next term subset. Subset. That is very important. Subset. Subset. To represent in symbol, we are using a letter. This is the shape of the letter. That is like C letter. C letter. Like subset symbol. Represent subset symbol. Subset is represented by this symbol. Subset. Represent that symbol. That is the subset symbol. Subset. Right. Now write the meaning. Write the meaning of subset. Subset. Write the meaning. In Sinhala, this is we call upakulake. In Sinhala, we call upakulake. That is, I think the Sinhala word is difficult than English word. Subset. Not difficult to keep in your mind. Write the meaning. When two sets A and B are considered, that is the exact definition, that is why I asked you to write. When two sets A and B are considered, when two sets A and B are considered, when two sets A and B are considered, put a command, right? If all the elements, when two sets A and B are considered, if all the elements of set A, when two sets A and B are considered, if all the elements of set A, capital A, if all the element of set A, now I say to you out of the terms you have learned, this is the difficult one to understand, right? If all the element of set A is also contained in set B, if all the element of set A is also contained in set B, is also contained in set B, also contained in set B, then set A is known, then set A is known, then set A is known as the subset of, then set A is known as the subset of the set B. The set A is known as the subset of the set B. Then here I have to explain you more information about subset. Some theory parts of this lesson when I am going to explain, not given in your textbook, but very important to identify what is meant by subset. Now here I have given, we are considering a set A and set B. We are considering two sets. Then the set A, when you consider all the element belongs to set A, then set A has some element. All the element of set A is also contained in set B. We are talking about set A and set B. All the element of set A is also belongs to set B. Then when all the element of a set is contained on the other set too, the first set is called a subset of the second. To explain, I will write an example. I don't write in word now because the first, when you are learning about first six terms, I have given some example in word form, then in listening method. Now I will write in listening method. Look at first example. Example 1. Set A. Set A 1 and 4. Square numbers. 1 and 4 mean first two square numbers. Set A. Now I will write set B. Set B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then look at these two sets, A and B. Set A has two elements, 1 and 4. Set B has 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I want to write in word, I will read out first two square numbers. Then here, first 5 counting numbers. Set A, first two square numbers. Set B, first 5 counting numbers. Now look at these two sets. Set A has two elements. The first element is 1. 1 is also contained in set B. 1 is the element of set A that is also in set B. Again, the second element of set A is 4. That is also an element of set B. Now, all the elements, when set A has only two elements, all the element of set A also belongs to set B, then again set B should have at least one element. At least one more element should be in set B. This one has two elements. All these two elements are belongs to set B. Other than the elements belongs to set B, at least one element should be in set B. Then we have seen all the element of set B is containing, so all the element of set A is also belongs to set B, mean we call A. A is a subset. A is a subset of B. A is a subset of B. When all the element of set A is also belongs to set B, set A is called subset of B. How can you represent this one in symbol? A, B. Then always you want to write the set with less number of element first. Out of A and B, you have seen set A has only two elements, set B has five elements. Then the smaller one is A. We should write it first. The smaller one, the set with less number of elements, we want to write it first. Then the set with more number of elements, we have to write. Then when all the element of A belongs to B, mean we call A is a subset of B. How can you read out this notation? A is a subset of B. We can read out it as A is a subset of B. Right down. To clearly identify, you want to know what is meant by subset. That is very important term of this lesson. That is difficult to identify. So A means there are two elements, B five elements. All the element of A belongs to B. Write it. In word, I will write here. Sorry, I have given here notes. Okay, again I want to write. A is a subset of B. This is symbolical form. Then the between these two is a subset of. That is meaning of the symbol. The meaning of that symbol is a subset of. Is a subset of. This one is a symbol. Now write down this. A 1 and 4, B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then all the element of A belongs to B, so A is a subset of B. Right. Set A is a subset of set B. Set A is a subset of set B. Now we want to write the subset for the given set. So you know that A has two elements, B has five elements. Right? Then write down second example. This is very important. Therefore, I will give you two examples for this one. Second example, right? Example 2. Set P. This time I will write in word. Set P. First eight natural numbers. Write down. First eight natural numbers. First eight natural numbers. Q, capital letters, Q, multiples of 4, less than 10, multiples of 4 less than 10. Now I have given two sets, two examples. So write the element of set P. Write the element of set Q. Write down the elements belongs to two set. Write the element of set P. Then write the element of set Q. P first eight natural numbers. List element belongs to set P. First eight natural number. When I explain the lesson, I have explained you what is mean by natural number. I have explained you how can you identify natural numbers. So right here, natural numbers, first 8 natural numbers. Then here, multiples of 4 less than 10. First 8 natural numbers and multiples of 4 less than 10. Right? First 8 natural numbers, multiples of 4 less than 10. Write the elements. Right. Then we will find first 8 natural numbers. First 8 natural numbers are, first natural number is 1. 0 is not a natural number. First natural number is 1. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First 8 natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0 is not natural. Then multiples of 4. Multiples of 4 less than 10 mean first multiple of 4 is 4. Second multiple of 4 is 8. Less than 10 mean there are only two elements. Two elements, then they are 4 and 8. Look at these two set P and Q. First you want to identify set with less number of elements. So set Q has only two elements. Now check whether these two elements are belongs to set P. Then the element 4 is belongs to set P. Then the elements Q is also belongs, element 8 is also belongs to set P. Then you have identified two elements belongs to set Q. All the element of belongs to set Q is also belongs to set P. Now we want to write the relation of these two. Then when these two elements also belongs to P, set Q should be a subset of set P. Then we should write the smaller set out of these two, that mean Q. So Q is a subset of P. When you write in symbol, first you want to write the smaller set. Smaller set is Q. So Q is a subset of P. So write it. Q is a subset of P. The less number of elements belongs to Q, then more number of elements are belongs to P. So smaller one Q. Q is a subset of P. Write it. Q is a subset of Q is a subset of P. Q is a subset of P. Q is a subset of P. Right. Then write down subtopic. To write it. Q is a subset of P. This symbol represent here. Q is a subset of P. When you write in word Q is a subset of P. Right? Q is a subset of P. Q is a subset of P. Right. Now we want to learn about writing subset. Right. Write down subtopic. Subtopic. Write down subtopic. Subtopic. Write in the subset. Write down. Write in the subset. Write in the subset of the given set. Write in the subset of the given set. Write the subtopic. Write in the subset of the given set. Subtopic. Write in the subset of the given set. Write in the subset of the given set. Now I told you then the part of the lesson, some part of this lesson is difficult to understand. Then here is one thing, one important part of this lesson that is difficult to identify. Then you are learning about set. You know that there is a very close relation between sets and probability. When you consider about the two sets and probability, they have a big relation, big connection is there. So now we are learning about subset. Then the subset you are learning in sets lesson. Again, you are learning these relations when you learn about probability. So this is very important to understand what is mean by subset. Then write in the subset of the given set. If I say it in singular, that is called upakulaka. උපකුලක දැන් අපි උපකුලක ගොඩක් ලියන්න යනවා. දීපු සෙට් එකකට ආйти උපකුලක ලියන්න යනවා. That is a new part. That is a new part. Then you have to, before your test book, they have explained here subset. Then subset, they have given more explanation about the subset. Here is a part given on your test book. Here is subset and universal set. First, they have defined subset here to here. Again, from here to here, they have explained subset. Therefore, subset is a very important part of this lesson. Now, write down with a star mark, write first. With a star mark, write down. I will read out two sentences, write down these two sentences. First one, null set. Null set is a subset of every set. First one, null set is a subset of every set. First star mark, when you write the subtopic, then write next one. Null set is a subset of every set. Null set is a subset of every set. Null set is a subset of every set. Second sentence, right? Second important part of this topic. Null set is a subset of every set. Next one, every set is a subset of itself. Null set is a subset of every set. Every set is a subset of itself. Two sentences I will read out again. Null set is a subset of every set. Every set is a subset of itself. And how can you identify the given thing? Now I have given you two sentences. Then we have used these two definitions when you write the subset. When you are going to write the subset, there are two compulsory subset whole. When you are writing subset, there are two compulsory subset whole. The first one is null set. Then when you write the subset, null set is a compulsory subset. Again, the given set also subset. Then that is difficult to understand because I didn't explain you how can you write the subset. Then I have given only two definitions. Then look at here. First example. Example 1. Set A equal 2. Set A equal 2. Then set A has only one element. Set A has only one element. That element is 2. Then we can say this set as even prime number. If I write in word, that set is even prime number. Even prime number is the set. Now I want to write subset. What are the subset of this one? Subset. What are the subset? Subset mean we want to separate that set into small sets again. When you get a big set, that is a set, you want to separate that set into small sets. What are the small sets here? It has only one element. When it has only one element, actually it has two subsets. When a set has one element, it has two subsets. Then what are the subsets? What are the subsets of this one? Then I told you null set. Null set is a subset of every set. Null set is a subset of every set. If you write a set, null set should be a subset. අපි ලියන ඕනම set එක null set එක subset එකක්. එතකොට මෙයාගේ null set එක subset එකක් වෙනවා. This is a set, then null set should be a subset. Again, I told you in my definition, given set also subset of the itself. That means when you write the subset, null set is a subset. Again, දෙවෙනි එකේදී මම කියනවා දීපු set එක. දීපු set එකත් එයාගේම subset එකක් වෙනවා. Therefore, there are two subsets. Now, when you are learning this part first time, that is difficult to understand. I know that. When I taught this part in earlier, that means earlier, same thing happened. The student didn't understand this first time. ඒක හැමදාම වෙන දෙයක්. ඔයගොල්ලෝ විතරක් නෙමෙයි first time කරනකොට පොඩ්ඩක් complicated to understand. So when I explain you now 3-4 example, you will understand. Now here A is a set. It has two elements. I told you it has two subsets. Subsets are null set is a subset, given set is a subset. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පාඩම කම්ප්ලීට් කරාට පස්සේ ටෙක්ස්ට් බුක් එකක් පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න අයිඩියා එකක් ගන්න කොහොම හරි මම කියලා දෙනවා පාඩමේ මට යනකොට ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Example 2 set B I will write first two prime numbers. පළවෙනි prime numbers දෙකම මම ගන්න set එක. Now what are the subsets? To get an idea, I will tell you it has 4 subsets. When it has one element, 2 subsets. 2 element, 4 subsets. What are the subsets? The මංගලන්ට කිව්ව subset වලදී මම මේක සිංහලෙන් පැහැදිලි කරන්න මේක ටිකක් අමාරු වෙනවා. Subset වලදී අපි මේව වෙන් කරන්න ඕන. පොඩි set වලට වෙන් කරන්න ඕන. So B equal to 3 subset. First one 2. 2 is a subset. 2 is a subset of B. I told you B has 4 subsets. When I do in this lesson, I will tell you how can you decide the number of subsets. Then set එකක් දැක්කම යාගේ subset ගන්න decide කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේ ඔක්කොම textbook එකේ තියෙනවා. ඉතින් write all the subset of the set Y. Write all the subset of the set X. Set X 1 2. Write the subset. Set Y 3 5 7. Write the subset. අනේ වගේ මේ පොතේ තියෙනවමයි මේ content එක කරන්නේ. එකක් අමාරුවේ මුලින්ම subset. If you get one element, 2 is a subset. Again 3 is a subset. देखो we have separated 2 elements separated. 2 is a subset, 3 is a subset. 2 is a subset, 3 is a subset. Again null set is a subset of all. When you are writing subset, null set is a subset of all the set. So null set should be a subset. Again, the given set is also a subset. Right? When you write set B, it has 2 elements. Subset when you write 1 elements each, 2 and 3. 2 elements, then null set also a subset. 2 and 3 when you get together, that is a subset. Then separate the element. 2 is an element, 3 is an element, so 2 subset. Null set is a subset, given set is a subset. Write it. Now write down, when a set has 1 element, there are 2 subsets, 2 elements, there are 4 subsets. The next one, I will give a time to write. I will give a time to decide how can you write the subset of this set. First write down these two. Complete these two. Third one, try to write. Set C. First 3 prime numbers 2, 3, 5. Now try to write what are the subsets. The Lian-Balan subset. What are the subsets? To help you, I will tell you number of subsets. There are 8 subsets. This set has 8 subsets. Write all the subset of the set. There are 8 subsets. Write the subset of the set. මෙයාට තියෙන subset 8ක්. The Lian-Balan subset. When you write the subset, take first 1 elements each, then 2 elements each, then 3 elements there. That is the given set and null set. Try to write. I will give 1, 2, 3 minutes to write. Now I told you there are 8 subsets. Out of the 8 subset, you know that 2 subset are null set and the given set. Again, you should be able to write 6 subset. Try to write all the subset. There are 8 subset belongs to the set. Write it, write them. What are the subset? 1 elements each, 2 elements each, 3 element, null set, given set. But when you write 1 and 2 in 2 and 3 in a one subset, you can't write 3 and 2 again, because by changing the same elements, we can't form a new subset. That is not correct. Subset, write down subset. Now I said you there are 8 subsets. The first one, 2. Take an element, 2 is a subset. Then 3. 3 also subset. Then 5. 5 also subset. Now, when you get 1 elements each, you will get 3 subset. 1 elements is each 3 subset. 2 is a subset, 3 is a subset, 5 is a subset. Then in next row, I will write by taking 2 elements, 1. So, 2, 3 is a subset. 2, 3 is a subset. Then we are writing subset using 1 elements each, using 2 elements each. So 2, 3 is a subset. Then 2, 5 is a subset. Then 3, 5 is a subset. 2 elements each. 1 elements each, 2 is a subset, 3 is a subset, 5 is a subset. 2 elements each, 2, 3 is a subset, 2, 5 is a subset, 3, 5 is a subset. Then the number of subset is given here 6 subset. Now I told you there are 8 subset. The next 2 subset, they are compulsory subset for all the set. When I explain you the definition subtopic, when you write the subtopic, I ask you to write 2 points. 2 points, very important for this part. First one, null set. Null set is a subset of every set. Therefore, that is a subset of the given set. 1 elements each, 2 is a subset, 3 is a subset, 5 is a subset. 2 elements each, 2, 3 is a subset, 2, 5 is a subset, 3, 5 is a subset. Then the null set should be a subset for all the set. Null set is a subset for all the set. Then given set. Given set means 2, 3, 5 also a subset. 2, 3, 5 also a subset. Now the subsets are 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 2, 5, 3, 5, null set and the given set. So altogether there are 8 subsets. They have given here to write subset of the set with 2 elements, subset of the set with 3 elements. Then these are the elements belongs to the set. Now the last part of this one. Then today I will complete the terms given here. Then after that we are going to write the answers for some questions. Then the next term about the universal set and the set operations we will do in next week. Now I told you the number of periods allocated for the lesson is 7. That means we can't complete this lesson within 2 hours. 2 hours not enough to complete the lesson. Therefore, I will try to complete the questions now. Some question you have to do at home. The set operation is a very important part. Again, we have to complete. We can't do it today, right? Now, we will write the next example for this one. Try to write it. Write down the last example in this type. Example 4, fourth one. Set the elements 2, 3, 5, 7. That is maximum number of elements given for your grade to write the subset. To write the subset, you will get a set with maximum number of elements, 4 elements. 4 is the maximum number of elements given for you to write the subset. Now write the subset. Subset. To make it easy, I will tell you the number of subset. Number of subset should be 16. There are 16 subset. Now, 1 element, 2 subset, 2 element, 4 subset, 3 element, 8 subset. When it has 4 element, number of subset 16. Then you know that if it has more than 4 element, that means you have to write many subset. That is difficult. Therefore, maximum number of elements given for your grade is 4 elements. If you can write subset with set, subset of a set with 4 elements, that is enough. Now write down. There are 16. Try to write all 16 subset. If you can write all 16 subset belongs to set, then you have learned about the subset. You know how can you write the subset of the set. Now try to write all the subset of the set D. There are 16 subset. It will be easy if you write 12 1 elements each first, then 2 elements each, then 3 elements each, then given set and the null set. First row write 1 elements each. You will get some subset. Then 2 elements each, 3 elements each, given set and the null set. Total number of subsets should be 60. Right there. 1 elements each, 2 elements each, 3 elements each, given set and the null set. Right. One elements each, then number of subset 4, 2 elements, 3 elements, and given set and the null set, subset. Can you write 16 subset? Total number of subset 16. Can you write 16 subset? In the set with 4 elements is a maximum number of elements given for a set relevant to your grade. Then more than 4 elements you don't get to write subset. And if you can write the subset of this set, that is enough. What are the subset? And the subset are 1 elements each, 2, 3, 5, 7. 1 elements each, 2, 3, 5, 7. 1 elements each, 2, 3, 5, 7. 2 elements at once, 2 elements. 2, 3. Now check your answer. Check your answer. Then when I have given a subset, if you write it, put a tick to identify the number of subset you have given. Then what are the subset you couldn't write? Then there are 16 subset. If you write all 16, then check your answer. 2 elements 1, 2, and 3. Then 2 and 5. Then 2 and 7. Then 3 and 5. I will write in order. 3 and 7. The last one with 2 elements, 5 and 7. With 2 elements, we can write here. Sorry, I think 3 and 5. 3 and 5. 3 and 7. Then 5 and 7. Here the subset with 2 elements by taking 2 elements 1. So 2 elements 1, there is a order, right? When you write 1 elements each, 2, 3, 5, 7. 2 element, 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7. Mangana order එක බලන්න. 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7. 3, 5, 3, 7. 5, 7. There is a order. I will explain again. 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 7. 3, 5, 3, 7. 5, 7. Then 3 elements once. 3 elements 1, 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 7. 2, 3, 7. 3, 5, 7. 3, 5, 7. 3 elements 1. 3 elements 1. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 7. 3, 5, 7. Then count the number of subset 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We should be able to write 14. Now here 1 we didn't write. What is that? 257. 257 is not given. 257. Now the number of subset equal to 14. Then null set is a subset. Null set and the given set also a subset. Null set and the given set also a subset. So the number of subset becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and 6, 10, 10 and 6 equal to 16. Number of subset equal to 16. Completed. Number of subset equals 16. Right. Now I told you then about universal set operation. Then again we want to learn about universal set and set operation. Then the remaining part of theory part remain. I will explain you next day. Now we will write 15 minutes more. We will write answers for first 3. We can complete first 4 sums. Right. Now, get your paper, then take your paper and write answers for question number 1. Then the theory part I have explained you today, then that is over. The remaining theory part I will explain you next day to complete the lesson. Next day we can complete it. Now write answers for question number 1. I told you the number of periods given for the lesson 7 period, therefore we can't complete the lesson in 2 hours. Now question number 1, complete it. I will give you 5 minutes. List the members of the following set. You can use a capital letter to name the set. Using a capital letter, name that set and write the elements belongs to the set. Using a capital letter, name that set. As an example, first one, set A. Capital letter you can use to name the set. Set A, the first 3 months of the year. Then the first 3 months of the year. The first 3 months of the year mean January. No need to write the whole month. Write down the first 3 letters of the month. February and March. First 3 months of the year. January, February and March. First 3 months. January, February, March. Now write answers for question number 1. We will try to complete 1 and 2. Write the answers for question number 1 and 2. First complete first one. I will give you 5 minutes. Write it. Question number 1, complete it. Now I will start to write the answers for this section. Write it. Then no need to stop of writing. I will write down answers one by one to check your answer. Now you have to write. You have written answers for some section. Complete all of them. I will write on the board answers. Then if your answer is correct, put a tick. Second one, section number 2. Section number 2. prime numbers between 10 and 20. Set B, prime numbers between 10 and 20. Prime numbers between 10 and 20 are 11, 13, 17 and 19. Prime numbers between 10 and 20 are 11, 13, 17 and 19. Put a tick if your answer is correct. Odd numbers less than 15, 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, that is all. Less than 15 odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Fourth one, set D. Set D, even numbers between 13 and 29. Between 13 and 29 mean 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Even numbers we want to write even numbers between 13 and 29. 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 and 28. Fifth one, any English capital letter you can use to name the set. That is not perfect for that answer. Then you can use a capital letter to name the set and write within double bracket elements belongs to the set. Next one, the letters of the word. The letters of the word school. S C H O L. We know that one elements we can write only once. There are two O letters in the word school, but when you write the elements within double bracket, one element you have to write only once. Sixth one, F. The set is integers between -3 and +3. You want to write integers between -3 and +3. Integers between -3 and +3. Between -3 and +3 mean -3 plus 3 we can't write. Greater than -3, the next value is -2. -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. Between -3 and +3, we can write two values, -3 and +3. Then values between -3 and +3 mean -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Seventh one, G. G. Factors of 12. Factors of 12. Factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Factors of 12. H1. Square numbers between 50 and 100. Square numbers between 50 and 100. Greater than 50, the next square number is 64. Greater than 50, the next square number is 81. 100 is a square number, but between 50 and 100 means 100 we can't take. When that is between 50 and 100, 100 is not selected for the solution set. Ninth one, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. In order I have named. Ninth one, multiples of 3 less than 20. Multiples of 3. Multiples of 3 mean 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Less than 20. Multiples of 3. Multiples of 3 less than 20. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and 18. 10th one, the last one. Composite numbers less than 10. Then when you select the prime numbers, then 1, the remaining numbers are all composite numbers. Composite numbers has more than 2 factors. When a number has 2 factors, that is a prime number. More than 2 factors mean composite number. So composite numbers less than 10. The first composite number is 4. First composite number. 1 is not a prime or composite. 2 is a prime number. 3 is a prime number. 4 is the first composite. Then 5 is a prime number. 6 is a composite. 7 is a prime number. 8 is a composite. 9 is a composite. Less than 10 composite numbers mean 4, 6, 8, 9. Now only the first exam, first section I have completed. First 3 months of the year. First 3 months of the year. Then the second one is prime numbers between 10 and 20. Then odd numbers less than 15. Then even numbers between 13 and 29. Letters of the word school. Then integers between -2 and +2. Then factors of 12, -3 and +3. Factors of 12, square numbers between 50 and 100. Here multiples of 3 less than 20. Then here composite numbers less than 10. Right. Now, the first online lesson, that is a lesson in your textbook in third term. Third term, I told you there are 8 lessons in third term. The first lesson about inequalities, inequality lesson I have completed in my some classes. Now I have grade 9 3 classes. In one class or two class I have completed that lesson inequality. Set is the next lesson. Therefore, without doing that lesson inequality, first I will complete set. Then area probably like that I will complete all the lesson in third term one by one. You will not get a chance to learn this lesson at school, or we can't do normal classes to complete the syllabus. So today I have completed more than 75% of the lesson, because I have completed all the terms relevant to the lesson. Then out of these sections, only one section I did. Then you have a time, you have enough time to complete. You need to complete section number 2, 3, section number 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up to 10th section. With 10th section, section number 10, you want to complete. When you come next day for the online class, when you join for the online class next time, complete first 10 section. When I start the class, first I will read out the answers for this section. The knowledge you have to complete first 10, the other section you can't do. Again, to complete this lesson, you need another paper. I will upload that paper for WhatsApp again, for this website, Princeton College website and WhatsApp. I will upload that paper. Then take a copy of the paper and ready to complete this lesson in next week. Then next Monday, 4:30 to 6:30, I will do the lesson, right? Then give this message to a friend if they didn't join with the group, join with the class. If they didn't join, give this message to all of the friends, right? Then today I will complete this lesson, right? Good evening.